Today's warm-up exercise. Always try to warm up before you paint. You'll find that your paintings will go a lot easier, a lot smoother. I don't have any particular reference in front of me. I wanted to work with some bright spring colors today. First thing that I'm going to do is take this little water bottle and I'm going to gently spray all of my paint. I'm not being too picky about what I'm painting today. I've got, this is a number 6 brush that I'm using. I may end up going with this particular number 4. I have a collection of brushes. I go instinctively by what I see on my subject matter and the size of the brush. But today I am just sketching creative blobs, like this particular blob here. What is it? I have no idea. I hope it's a flower. And this is just to do a warm-up, and there's a leaf, and there's possibly another leaf there. And let's see how quickly we can get it done. I'm gonna go, I like using Opera. Opera is a very intense pink. And I also like using Magenta for the darker passages. Mix that on my palette. Also like Alizarin Crimson. Then I'm going to go to my warm colors. I'm going to go with an Aureolin, I don't know. Somebody tell me how to pronounce that. I think I'm going to use a lemon yellow too. I'm going to go with a sap green right here. Always make sure you have enough paint on your palette. That might be a little bit too much, but let's see what happens. And then I'm going to take some ultramarine blue, or French ultramarine. I don't know if it matters which country it comes from. And I'm going to make a darker green. And always make sure that I have clean water, more or less. I tend to use a lot of water when I paint. I change it out quite often. And I am just moistening these areas. And again, this is a warm-up exercise. Warm-up exercises don't have to be anything special. Basically, you're just putting paint on paper, or you can use it if you're working on a study. And you may say, this doesn't look like anything. Well, maybe it's not supposed to. Here's a thought. You can see that Opera is very strong. And then I'm going to throw in some alizarin crimson here and there. I'm going to let it mix on paper. I'm the big mix on paper person. I don't like my colors necessarily mixed on a palette. And that may look like a bit of a mess. I'm going to throw some lemon yellow here and there so we get some more orange tones. And again, we're just playing. This is nothing special, nothing particular. And if you want to do this before you paint, just do color swatches of the colors you're using so you have an idea of what you're working with. That's my Opera, my hot pink. This is my alizarin crimson, and if I blended them like this, I might get a deeper hot pink. Okay, and this is my magenta, which I haven't used yet. And then we're going to go into lemon yellow, Aureolin, which you can barely tell the difference, and that lovely ever-present on my palette sap green, and then a little bit of sap green mixed with a lot of ultramarine blue. And again, this is absolutely nothing. This is something out of my imagination. It's not a real flower, and it looks it, doesn't it? I'm going to be throwing in some lemon yellow here and there, and paper's moistened, and that's all I'm doing. And then I'm going to drop in some sap green here and there and hope this will mix on the paper. Warm-up exercises are not perfection, as you can see. They're just a way to warm up. If you exercise, if you're a runner, even if you're just doing stretches every morning when you get out of bed, just to get your body moving. And this is the same concept here. You're getting your mind moving for painting. Let's see, let's throw some green in here. And since everything is wet on wet, I'm going to add some burnt sienna to the bottom of this, maybe to the edges of the leaves. And then we need a stem. We always need a stem on a flower. They don't just sit there independent of gravity. Again, this is nothing special. It's just a warm-up exercise. I'm going to throw in some magenta. And again, you can mix your own colors. You do not have to use tube colors. I have a selection of colors that I use that are tube colors that are, when I paint fast and furious, or just fast, I like to go to them. And then I'm going to throw some more opera. And that is it for the warm-up exercise. I don't want to manipulate too much. Maybe some pink here at the edge. That's it. That's a warm-up exercise that I've done. It's nothing special. Sometimes when you do these, you catch on something that you say, oh, that would look interesting, or that would look nice if I develop it. These are good too without a reference. If you just let your mind wander and don't get too specific with stuff, you may come out with some interesting subject matter to develop. So that's today's little tip on how to do a warm-up exercise. And again, you can do your color swatches here to test them out and just put them on wet paper. Don't expect anything perfect. It's just a warm-up. Thanks for watching, and remember, above all, keep practicing.